All right. First of all, I might have screwed everything up. I need an audio check. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Audio check, please. Let me know. Audio check. Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? How do you do? For those of you who are in the, yeah, hear you, buddy. All right. Appreciate you, Shaggy Dog. Listen. Oh, this Monday, I was actually tripping. I was about to go live yesterday. I know I'm changing it up Monday. I'm going live on Mondays now. What's up, Roy? Glad to see you, brother. Um, I've decided to definitely going live Mondays, 9 o'clock. But I was normally going on Sundays, and yesterday I was going nuts. I was like, oh my God, I'm supposed to go live. So yeah, glad I figured that out. I'm having a burping fit today, so you're gonna have to excuse me if I do that a lot. Not my fault. Medication is giving me a whole bunch of the burps. I have some really, really interesting things I would like to talk to you about. I want to talk about a little bit later. We're not going to talk about it right this minute. Something fun. I want to listen. When I say I want to talk about something fun, it's going to be a little risque. Some people might feel uncomfortable talking about this, but you know what? We're going to do it in a very playful, honest, respectful manner. What's up, Auntie K? How you doing? Auntie K, for those of you who don't know Auntie K got a whole lot of platy babies going on. Oh, speaking of, so listen, I accidentally uploaded a video because I'm fiddling with old videos, right? When I have time in between time, the meantime, I'm fiddling with old videos, and I accidentally uploaded an old video where it looked like I was having a whole bunch of yellow firemouth babies being born. That's not the case. I didn't want to mislead anybody because I got on somebody's case about a year ago for misleading people, putting old videos as if they were new and not telling anybody, and leading people to believe that something was going on in their fish room that really wasn't. That is not the case. I took that video down. I put it in members only. It should have been in members only for the longest. The sad part is that video actually was doing good for the little bit of time that it was up there. So it went out. I appreciate you guys watching, but no, I do have yellow fire mouths that I am trying to breed out, but they are not breeding yet. They are not breeding yet. In fact, you guys talking about this just reminded me I need to order my second round of yellow fire mouse from Coachella. I need to order those again. I keep forgetting. I got so much stuff going on. I keep forgetting. This tank right here is about to be taken down, but I got to do a video on this yet. Sunfish for fish. What's up, Sunfish for fish? How you doing? Oh, blind fish. Hey, listen, y'all. Everybody, I want you to check out my man right there, Blind Fishkeeper. That's my man Brandon. He just put out a video. He's an incredible, incredible guy. He's blind, can't see a thing, but he could tell you where all his plants are in his aquarium. I tested him. He is no joke. I went to his house when he lived nearby, and I was like, I'm gonna catch him. He's lying his ass off, and I'm gonna catch him on some stuff. And I was like, yo, there's a plant on the left about halfway down. What type of plant is that? And he was like, oh, it's the da 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 da. He was like, which one is it? Is it this? And I was like, bro, you know exactly what you're talking about. It was creepy. I think he's lying in a little bit, but if he ever takes off his glasses, you could tell he ain't lying. But that's my dude. He just put out a video. He's getting his fish. I thought he said he wasn't gonna have as many fishes as many tanks as he said he was last time, but he seems to be lying about that. Definitely, he definitely has a fish room going on. He was lying, said he wasn't going to do a fish room, and here he is with a fish room. He's definitely got an impulse control issue problem where he can't help himself. So y'all check him out. He looks like a headbanger from back in the day. I don't know if you guys remember. What's up, Mexicali? How you doing, man? I don't know if you remember, like, remember those people that listen to Metallica that had long hair and stuff like that? Yeah, he's starting to look like that now. Hagen Hill Designs, how you doing? For those of you who just coming in, like I was saying a little bit earlier, we're going to talk about some a fun subject. Some of you guys are going to feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it's I have to talk about it because it was a great thing that happened to me Saturday. Something happened to me. I experienced something that will stick with me forever, and we're going to talk about it. Some people are going to feel uncomfortable. Please do not tune out. Just know it's all in good fun. It's all in play. I don't mean nothing by it, but some people might be like, oh my God, and start clutching pearls. To which I say, get the stick out of your anus. All right? Get the stick out of your anus. It's all good. It's all in good fun. What is somebody here saying? Boop. Money, this is Maven. You finally got laid? Girl, let me tell you something. Look, you don't get tattoos like that. All right? You don't get tattoos like that by being, what do they call them? Incels? Let me shut up. Let me shut up. Because Might is right out there. She might be watching. You know what I mean? Berto Great Lakes. How you doing, Berto Great Lakes? Nice to meet you. Yeah, I finally got out. Yeah, that happened. That happened, Shirley. All right. So listen, I'll go ahead and talk about it. I'll talk about it now. I've got a Playmate tattoo too. Oh shit! Then Moneyless Maven. I know. See, that tells me something. That tells me something. I know what's going on over there at the Moneyless Maven house. Fricky dicky. Moneyless Maven got out of that cult and she said, "I'm out." And she just went buck wild and just got tattoos and just did all kinds of everything. Just I don't even want to know. She had all that pent up stuff all inside. At least, yeah. At least, as long as you're not charging. Hey, but you know what? Hey, don't. I ain't mad at whoever. If you're charging and it's going in your own pocket and nobody else's, I really don't care. I'm not mad at you because if I could charge, if I could get paid for it, I would. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? Get paid for something like that, I would. If it was something that nobody was forcing you to do and you did it on your own because you liked it, I had no problem. Now, if you did it because you had no other options, I'd be like, oh, that's terrible. Or if somebody was making you, that's terrible. But if you liked it, you was like, yo, this is my job of choice. I'm going out there and doing my thing, get paid for it. Then yeah, it is what it is. That's just how I feel about it. Do you have a specific type of aquarium that you keep? Berto, let me tell you. I'm glad you asked me that question, Berto, because I go if you in this hobby long, I don't know how. First of all, let me ask you, Berto, do you keep aquariums? And if you do, what kind of aquariums you keep, and how long have you been doing it? That way I can kind of get an idea. I don't like talking down to people, or I don't like talking over their heads or whatever. So at least I could gauge how to talk. But I am a cichlid guy. It's my boy, my choice. It's my body, my choice, Nikki, for a cookie. Well, then go ahead, do you, girl. Do you, boo boo, do you. I like that. My choice, Nikki, for a cookie. Do something strange for a little bit of change. All right. So my choice of fish, honestly, are cichlids. I naturally I can keep angelfish and breed angelfish all day long. I don't know why. I wish I can keep a better. I have 4 tanks, small 2-inch fish all together. I have about 125 gallons small. Okay, okay, okay. So my choice of fish is cichlids, preferably cichlids anywhere from the 3 to 8 inch range. The reason why I say 3 to 8 inch range is because um I feel like for someone who doesn't own a house, I do not own my house, who may have to move every year because they might jack up the rent. I think that's reasonable to keep tank size wise. Now, if I had my own house, trust me, I would have bigger tanks. But because I don't own my own house, I like to keep my cichlids 8 inches and below. I'm not really into nano fish. Um, like I've done a pistos, I've done stuff like that, but I noticed that the bigger the cichlid, the more personality it has, and I'm really big into personalities. Never a better time to take a poop. See, there you go. There you go. I hope your anus falls out. Like I hope it literally falls out. Like I don't want it to like you have something wrong with it. I hope it comes and falls out of your body. I'm not talking about hemorrhoids. I'm talking about it falls out, hits the ground, pop, disconnects. That's what I hope happens. Um, I really like angels. South American cichlids are really cool because they have different shapes. But I am really drawn to Central American cichlids also because the more aggressive the fish is, the more personality traits come out. So that's what type of fishing. But I love all types of fish. Right now, my Fahaka puffer is the fish that I'm really beasting over, and I have a female flower horn and a female red Texas fader that I love those 3 fish. Do you have a specific type? Um, we have a similar situation. Yeah. That's why I'm afraid to add too many tanks. I rank. Yeah. Yeah. So my channel is pretty much you won't really see me talk about monster fish too much. I will talk about them because some of my viewers do own houses. So, I will get into that, but I really want to appeal to the people that are in my similar situation. Not a lot of money, not a lot of room, want to make the most out of what they got. Um, Weight is an issue for me. I'm on the 2nd floor. If not, I would have a bigger tank. You want to know something funny, Berto? I had a, a tank stand with 255s on top of each other. So that's 110 gallons on the 3rd floor, right on top of each other. And every time, but the reason why I was okay with it is I saw when they was making the apartments, I saw one of the apartment complex and I knew which way the floor joists ran. And I knew if I put my tank on that wall, that it ran where the floor joists would keep up the weight the most up against that wall. But yeah, I still have the same 5 aquariums that I had when I moved to the new house. Uh, yeah, but you have 5 big aquariums in one room, so it looks really cool. Um, oh, you do? Why you delete your message, Shirley? All right, so let me get into what I saw. But I'm glad, Berto, I'm glad you asked that question. I really, if you ask me next week what's my favorite fish, I'll probably give you a different answer. Um, that's just the truth of it. Budget is an issue for me. These fish are, um, yeah. They're digging into your weed money. Oh no, not the weed money. But hold on, can't you grow in Canada? Can't you grow in Canada? You might need to set up a little grow room. I don't know. But here is what happened to me Saturday. What's up, CC? How you doing? Here's what happened to me Saturday, and it is a racial issue, but it's a racial issue that I love, that I experienced. Okay, I buy on the res. It's cheap, like $40 for an ounce. You know, I don't smoke. I don't smoke. I don't partake. So I have no idea what the price is anymore. When I was younger in high school, that was a whole different story. It was a whole different story. I don't know if you saw pictures of me, but if you looked at me and you're like, that guy looked like he sold some stuff. Yeah, you'd be right. But I don't know nothing about now. You know what I mean? But let me tell you about this Saturday. So a lot of you guys, you see this tattoo right here? I have, you can't see, my arm won't bend that way. So I have a buddy of mine. His name is Casper. He owns a tattoo. What are you talking about? Hold up, wait up, Brandon. What do you mean I used to be sexy? All right. See, I'll drink occasionally, like socially. I just don't like being fuzzy minded. I always have to be, like I always have to be like in control at all. I don't even like taking pills that makes me fuzzy headed. I always have to be in control. It's a personal thing where I always have to be like ready for action at any given time. So Brandon, first of all, let me tell you something. I used to be sexy. Let me tell you something, boy. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that right there. Look at that. I'll be 50 next year. In March, I'll be March 15th. The Ides of March, baby. Look at. I'll be 50 years old. Look. Oh snap! Look at that. Used to be sexy. Please. I've been sober for 20. Yeah, it's just a thing with me. I'm not. It's just. Like when he was still a tadpole. So let me get into this whole racial thing that I experienced today. Saturday, it was great, and I'm glad I experienced it. It has to do with you white people out there. God bless you. I love you to death. My son's half white. I ain't got nothing mad. I ain't mad at you. But I've experienced certain racial things, whites, blacks, Asians. But when something happens where it's like uber stereo, like you only see it in movies and it happens in real life, I can't help but just laugh. And it's just not like a hee laugh. It's like I'll just a gut busting. I can't believe I'm witnessing this. This is great. I said it out loud. I was at a baby shower. With my buddy Casper, who owns a tattoo parlor, Dixie Station Tattooing in Plant City. He's my buddy, and he's having a baby, right? So they had a baby shower. Jess was there, Jess is the mama, and anyway, so they had the little table with all the gifts and stuff like that, and there was an ammo can. Now, mind you, they own Dixie Station Tattoo. So yeah. Casper is white. Jess is white. Most of the people there were white. Whatever. That wasn't the issue. The issue was this. There was an ammo can on the table of gifts for the baby, right? Yeah, I know. You see, you have a lot of tattoos on your fingers and stuff. There was an ammo can on the table for the gifts with the baby. And I'm looking at this ammo can. Now I see ammo can. People use ammo cans for all different types of things. So at first, it didn't register. I mean, I was in the Army. So, if you get the hands on an ammo can, you can put all kinds of stuff. I mean, I got ammo cans where I got nuts and bolts in it, just random sockets and stuff like that. And that doesn't bother me. Happy Monday. What's up? Appreciate you. Ammo cans are very useful. But there was an ammo can on the table. Didn't register with me. So when Jess is looking through the gifts, the Jess's mother looks to me and says, "Can you pass me that ammo can?" Well, I picked up the ammo can and I noticed that it had a gift. It had one of the gift things. It says to the baby, you know, the Casper, whatever. So it was a gift for Jess, but it was in an ammo can and it had a little bit of weight to it. Not a whole lot of weight. I know how much a full ammo can weighs, but it had a little bit of weight to it. And I said, "Be careful, it might have ammo in it." And I gave it to the mother. The mother gave the ammo can to Jess, the mama, with the baby. And she's opening gifts and she comes to the ammo can and she goes, "Oh, I know who this is from." So I'm imagining whoever gave her the ammo can, they're a pew pew enthusiast. It's Florida. Everybody's a pew pew enthusiast over here. She opens up and I go, and in my head, I'm thinking to myself, please don't let it be. I was joking when I said, "Oh, there might be ammo in it." And she reaches in there and she pulls out boxes of ammo for a baby that isn't even born yet. And I'm like, that's one of the whitest things I've ever seen in my life. They are giving ammo to babies that aren't even born yet. And I was like, yo, that's so funny. And I couldn't help but laugh. And I'm talking to Casper, and I was like, "Casper, I was joking when I said there's ammo in it." He was like, "No, yeah, yeah. I'm already thinking about what type of gun to get her." And I was like, "No, you're not. Help our community grow like the video." Yeah. My mind living in Canada is, yeah. Listen, and then Casper goes, "Hey, baby, what type of ammo is it?" And I forgot what type of ammo is it, but she was like, "It's some for a long rifle." And then he's like, "Oh, good, that's exactly what we needed." And it's just so funny to me that I'm experiencing that nobody except for me thought it was odd that people are gifting ammunition to fetuses. Like, I was like, yo, like, what is going on? Where am I right now? So yeah. Do you have any gars? I do not. I've caught gars. I don't have gars. And like I said, like, I don't have a tank big enough for a gar. But if I did have a tank big enough, like if I buy a house, I'm definitely gonna make a plywood tank, and I will be catching gar, my own gar, not Florida gar, not like alligator gar. I'll get the Florida gar, the smaller one, but not the alligator gar. I'm freaking loving it. Ammo hat shower make perfect sense to a tattoo fam. Yeah, Brandon. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm in shock. That's the most. This is Florida. This is Florida. This is yeah, this is Florida, where you will see bumper stickers that say "Praise the baby Jesus and pass the ammunition." It'll literally spell out ammunition. Praise the baby Jesus and pass the ammunition. This is Florida. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with the Second Amendment. I have a problem with people having guns out of, like, if they're a scared individual by nature, like if they're a soft dude, like if they're a piece of crap dude and they're like, "I need a gun," because you're a piece of crap, soft little piece of crap dude and you got a gun. Well, you're one of the people who's really like, "Hey man," and you go, "Ha!" That's the people that I'm worried about. Not the people who like are like, "I know what I'm doing. I have my gun." Rah, 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 rah. Those people don't bother me. The people who you would imagine like the rah gun freaks, like those people don't bother me. It's the scaredy cats that bother me. You know what I mean? Those people bother me. Um, as a Texan, I'm upset. I didn't think of it for. See, you haven't sent nobody ammunition. You got, listen. Next time you go to a baby shower, you need to give them some ammunition. some Barbie dolls and shotgun shells. It'll be great. You'll be the talk of the town. Everybody will love you. You'll be like, oh my God. Everybody be like, did you see the gift CC gave? CC gave the greatest gift ever. Barbie dolls and shotgun shells. Just what we needed. A diaper genie and a gun rack. It'll be awesome. It'll be awesome. We hunt, but like different gun code. Oh, you got well, all right. Well, okay, so this people down here, and they'll tell you, they'll say that the reason why they have guns is for hunting, but they never go hunting. And to them, I'm like, you're full of crap. I'd rather somebody be like, I like guns. I really like guns. At least you're honest, you know. But the people be like, I need guns in case I need to feed my family. When was the last time you met anybody who actually went hunting to sustain their family's nutritional values? No, you might go hunting every once in a while, you know, once a year, and you catch you might. I have a one steak from this thing, and we're gonna eat this one meal this one day out the year. But for the most part, to say you have a gun to sustain food for your family when you go to a supermarket every damn week, you're full of it. You're full of it. Just say you like guns. I respect it a lot more. I like guns. I want a whole lot of guns. I like guns. They're great. Guns. Just say that. Just say that. Sounds like exactly what would happen if my tattoo artist baby shower. Yep. Anyway, so that's what happened. I thought it was awesome, and the fact that I was laughing, Casper didn't even bat an eye. He thought it was funny that I thought it was funny. But that's what I like about Casper. We could have jokes like that, you know. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. I don't know. Put a thumbs up in the chat if you have a pew pew. You know, you wouldn't see my skinny knife or my boning knife. A full freezer. Mexicali, man, you better watch out, boy. Put a thumbs up if you have the means to protect yourself. Brandon. Brandon, if you put your thumbs up, I'm telling you that we got a problem. Of course, I'm a country boy from way back, but my family is in the woods. I know. Look, okay, so Mexicali, beard. Branton, beard. You know why I don't have one? You want to know why I don't have one? I think I talked about this. I'm extremely, but it's not even crossbows. Yeah. So this is why I don't have one. You know, my dad was a hunter. He went 3 times a week during deer season, but only. See, now I respect that. If you actually bring home food on a regular basis, I respect that. But these people live in apartments. You know what I mean? You're not sustaining your family. But a lot of people's like, I got to hunt to feed my family. Man, you go to the supermarket. Stop lying. Springfield, 45. Oh, you having connection issues, Berto? I'm sorry. So this is why I don't have one. Because when I was getting out of the military, right, we had on one of our out briefings, they said, who here, because we have different MOSs in our out briefing. Everybody who was leaving at that particular time, we all had the same out briefing. I forgot what they call it. I forgot the name of the out briefing. When you leave, you have a briefing. Like, this is what to expect. Da 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 da. You have to have this paperwork. It was like, who here is leaving? Who here plans on getting a firearm when you leave the military? And a lot of people raised their hand, and they was like, okay, best believe all of y'all, when y'all get to the States and you get your firearm, you are going to be on a watch list. They said, who here is in a combat arms MOS? And I did like that. And it was like, you are definitely going to be on a watch list once you register your weapon. And just the thought of that kind of didn't sit well. So I've always stayed away from it, because just the idea, there was like, just because you're in the military and your MOS was because of all the crazy ex-military kooks, you know, they kind of like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just make sure we had these guys put aside. You know, they're trained, so we're gonna go ahead and put them on the side. So I always felt weird about that. You know, what a good cichlid. What's a good cichlid for a 33 long aquarium? It's a 4-foot tank. All right, 33 long. Bro, there's like so many different types of cichlids. It's and all those cichlids that you're talking, all the cichlids that I'm thinking, for a 33 long, let's see. I am a big fan of rainbow cichlids. Those are awesome. You can do, it depends on how many you want too. You know, if you are you trying to breed, you want a male and female, or maybe you just want one fish and you want it to be a display fish. So I like curviceps cichlids, which is a little cichlid. I like topaz cichlids. There's so many different types. Anything small, anything around the 5-inch range, you're good to go with a breeding pair, in my personal opinion. You know, that's my personal opinion with a 33 long. Right now, I have a 33 long in the back, and that's where I'm doing my grow outs for my yellow fire mouse. All right. Once I get a pair out of that 33 long, I'm gonna take all the other fire mouse out and just have those yellow fire mouse, of that pair of yellow fire mouse in that 33 long. The same goes for a 40 breeder or whatever. 5-inch cichlids, anything that gets about 5 inches or so, I would say would be great for a 33 long. Easy to skate. Crebenzas. Oh, listen, let me tell you, crebenzas are unfortunately an underrated cichlid. That was the first non-angelfish cichlid I ever bred. Angelfish was the first fish I ever bred. Crebenzas is the other fish, the second fish I ever bred. And I gotta be honest with you, watching crebenzas breed is way more satisfying than watching any other fish I've ever had breed. They're super good parents. They literally will corral they will, first of all, the cool thing about crebenza cichlids breeding, the female initiates the breeding, which is odd. Most other cichlids, the male is the one like, hey girl, check me out, and shaking like, just like all up like this, you know, in front of the girl, like, check me out. With the crebenzas, it's the female that gets in front of the guy and is like, hey, look at me twerk. I'm twerking, baby. Check this out. I'm gonna drop it like it's hot. And then they, if you put a sandy bottom and you put rocks strategically along the bottom, like nice size rocks, like the size of an orange, and you kind of space them out to where it almost like a little maze, you will see the female walk her children. I say walk, take them for a walk, and they will kind of go through, at least they did in my tank, and you will see her kind of go through the maze, and her children will follow all through the maze. And she did that like a couple of times a day, searching for food. And they would pick on the rocks and stuff like that, but they would stay underneath the rock line so that they wouldn't feel exposed. So they would just do that little trail. It was the coolest thing I ever seen. Crebenzas are awesome fish. And for a 33 long, you could actually probably do like a little colony thing. But you would have to really, really put a lot of rocks and plant it because, predation. But yeah, crebensis would be awesome. You could do Sylvanes. There's a bunch of stuff, bro. A bunch of stuff. If you're doing just one cichlid, you just want to have one cichlid. Honestly, I would probably do like electric blue Jack Dempsey. Just one fish, electric blue Jack Dempsey, and just let that fish grow out nice and pretty. I would. I really would. Hmm. Some people think a 33 long would be little for that, but I think because of the length, that's just my personal opinion. But definitely anything 5 inches, you're good. I love cribs. However, it's tough to get rid of the babies. True, 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 true. I should have mentioned that. I got you. That's the way they do, man. Crebensis is a very, very cool. And here's a cool thing about crebensis. If you look online, like if you go to the pet store, I don't know what country you're in. Um, I don't know what country you're in, but if you're in the States and you go to like Petco or PetSmart, pretty much there's like one type of crebensis. I think I've seen a different variety of crebensis. You get albino, but as far as species, I think I've seen two different species. But there are some really, really cool types of crebensis out there that you can find with some awesome colors. Um, I really like the albinos too, but yeah, crebensis is a really, really cool fish. And being that the males and females look different and they're both spectacularly colored, you know, yeah, you can't go wrong with cribs. Can't go wrong with fish. A single fish is hard for me to imagine picking. I like a busy tank. See, I'm really fond of a single specimen aquarium. I don't know what it is. I just really am I've I'm really fond of it. If I'm not breeding, I'm really fond of a single specimen aquarium. Always have been. I don't know why. Um, like some of the fish that I like, I could only have a single specimen. For instance, my red Texas fader, my female flower horn, my fahaka. I could only have one. So yeah. I like the short height. Yeah, the height. But Brandon is correct. If you do get multiple crebensis, um, you can give them to pet stores, but don't expect to get money for it because crebensis are prolific breeders. So the babies, you might get a little bit of store credit, but not a lot. If they even do the store credit on, they're kind of like convicts in a lot of ways. Unless you're the only person who's doing crebensis in your area. If you're like the only person who does crebensis in your area, then you might be able to get away with if you live in an area like that. But don't expect to get a lot for crebensis babies because they're prolific breeders. So just be happy just taking it there and maybe. But if you don't get any store credit for it, just be happy you got rid of them because you're gonna have some more babies soon. I like the short height of the 33. Yeah, I do too. I'm a fan of the short height because a lot of the fish I like, they don't really need. They don't need all that. They don't need all that height. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Oh, I forgot to give myself a like. I forgot to give myself a like. You know what? Let me do this. I haven't done this in a while. Let me see if I can do it now. Um. Oh. Boo-doo-doo. Let me see who's gonna get. Let me see. I'm gonna give some gifts, some gift memberships. Who's gonna get it? Donna, Gills and Gardens, Oink Master, Jody P, Grog. Hey, Fish Family. I really wish I knew if this Fish Family was a real person or not. Fish Family, if you're real, you need to have like another account where you have like something notifying everybody if you're a real person. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need. That would be cool. That would be awesome. But anyway, so that was what I happened to have gone through this Saturday. I do have salt. I do have salt available. I just got it available on AQUA FUNK Aquatics. Where that at? Where that at? Where is it? So I started carrying salt. It's 2 pounds for $5. So if you guys really okay, so look, 2 pounds for $5. Really, that is one of those things where when you buy fish food from me, it's one of those extra add-ons. Like, hey, I'll just go ahead and throw on some salt because of the shipping. You know what I'm saying? Shipping costs isn't so much, but it's one of those deals. You know what I mean? What's up, Grog? Oh, Grog, now you're gonna show up because you got a gift membership? I'm only kidding with you. I know you always show up. But yeah, it's pretty. I love the stuff. I'm a big fan of salt. How many of you guys use salt in your aquariums? I just did a video about treating fish with without treating fish that get their butt whipped without using chemicals. I'm not a big fan of using chemicals. I've killed more fish using chemicals. You still in your class? Hey, tell your teacher I said hello. What's up, Steve? Grog, tell your teacher I said hello and give you an A. Say AQUA FUNK said give you an A right now. Okay, so you only use salt in your quarantine because of your plants. Does anybody out there use salt with planted tanks? Because I know you can use salt with planted tanks, but not as much. Salt is my first go-to when my fish get hurt or sick. I use meds. Yeah. I'm the same way. I am the same ding dong way. Brandon. Hold on, wait. How are you in class but you don't have a teacher? Grog, Grog, are you telling me a lie? Are you lying to me, Grog? Are you fibbing? You just said you in class and then said you don't have no teacher until next week. I use salt, but I am careful as I have plants. So do you use half the recommended doses for plants? Because I love the fact I love using salt like every 3 months. Every 3 months, just put it in the aquarium as a preventative maintenance. I feel like that works for me. There are certain things I think we all do. Like we all have rituals, like some people don't wash their drawers and they go play a game and they believe it's lucky draws, or some people don't step on a crack because they think it's gonna break their mother's back, or they don't split poles. Well, there's certain things I do, like use salt every 3 months, or do large water changes, or do heavy oxygen. You know what I mean? Um, Are you salt in all my planted tanks and with my box? Well, the Aquarium Co-op channel has a good video about how to do salt in those situations. Yeah, and you know what? You know what's cool about they do. I've watched those Aquarium Co-op salt videos in the past. The cool thing about the aquarium salt videos in the past is the same type of salt, the size wise, is the same type of salt I have. Whereas like the API salt is larger crystals. So when they say, yeah, get a teaspoon, the teaspoon sizes are different because of how big the crystals are, you know? But you say you don't have a teacher. Grog, so you don't have a teacher, but you're in class. Am I correct on that? I just don't want to risk my plants with salt. I have some. Yeah, see, I wouldn't be worried so much about the plants, but the invertebrates. Well, first of all, I don't really care. Invertebrates don't like, I'm not a but um but if I cared about invertebrates a lot, then I would be more worried about messing with my invertebrates than I would my plants. Because plants I find are very, very resilient. I've done a lot of silly things to my aquariums, and the plants seem to always come back. Like, even I'm like, yo, I can't believe I did that to you. You still there? Like, dang, my fish won't even live through that, but the plants seem to live through that. Um, but I'd be worried about invertebrates more than anything else if I had invertebrates in my tanks. And I don't know, like, I'm not a big invertebrate guy, so yeah, I'm not too versed on what it does to those type of things, because I don't I'll just do it, and if the snails or the plant survive, then hey, more power to you. But I never had a problem with snails or plants dying from using salt, too much salt in the aquarium, because I don't use a lot of salt on the preventative maintenance issue. Like, for preventative maintenance, I don't use a lot of salt. Now, when it comes to doing a quarantine tank, yeah, I think I would have killed any snail or any plant. But for preventative maintenance, I don't think I use enough salt to kill, because I've never had an issue where the plants or snails died. Overly overstocked Oscars. Funky, I only add salt to my Oscar tanks. How are those lemon yellow Oscars doing? You know what? I've been thinking about those little yellow Oscars for since you said something about them things. Man, I want to be a teacher in Indonesia. You don't even have to go to work over there. Them jokers don't even have teachers in the classroom during class time. Well, Grog, you better do good, man. I want to see your report card. When you get your report card, Grog, I want to know what you got. You better be getting straight A's, buddy. How do you get? You gotta get straight A's if there ain't no teacher in there. Like, who's grading your test? 11 Oscars are beautiful. That's what's up. That's what's up. So, Berto Great Lakes. I suppose you're up north somewhere, Berto Great Lakes. So you do one cup for every water change, but you probably have you have them in a large tank. What size you have? 125, 300? Chicago? Okay. All right. See, I only do it like every 2.5, 3 months. Um, and with as big as water changes I do, it's not in there long. It's just kind of in there long enough to kind of just boost them up just for a little bit. You know what I mean? Um, like, it doesn't stay in the water for that long. Yeah, 225s. Yeah. I just have it. It's in there just for a little while, just to kind of like, kind of boost everything up, or kind of like kill off any, ickies. I only dose salt when I think it's needed. Too much salt can cause. You know what? I agree. Too much salt can do that, but like 1 cup of salt in a 250, I don't think. I think that's just enough to really help Oscars in a circulatory system situation, slime coat situation, um, preventative as far as parasite situation. I think that's very reasonable. Very reasonable. I don't think that's a lot at all. 1 cup for 250. Um, Now if somebody told me they was doing like mass cups in a 250 plus, um, every water change, I would be like, oh, that's, you might want to ease up a little bit. But 1 cup in a 250 plus every water change, that is super reasonable. 1 cup is on keep things smooth. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It just keeps everything flowing nice and smooth. I definitely rock with that. I definitely I'm and 75% water changes. Yeah. Hey, put in the comments put in the comments what amount water changes do you do? Yeah, 1 cup for 250 is hardly anything. I think I use 2 to 2.5 cups in my 180 Oscar tank. Yeah. How what's your water change regimen? How much water change do you do and how often? I do 50% every week. Not because, just because that's how I got one of them PVC elbow hooks, and it just happens to be 50%. Except on the 20 longs, it's 80%. It takes a lot out of it. It's 80% on the 20 longs. I do a water change every day, at least 10%. Why? Wow. Every day, 10%? The angels, I do 50%, and that's pushing it. Is that 50% a week? 50 to 90% weekly if I can, but not on my fry tanks. I love the reasoning why people do their water changes. I don't have any issue why anybody does. I do 25% in my tanks. I say once a week, but sometimes I want to do early because I'm clean. I'm clean free. I do 2 tanks a day. Situational. Yeah, but you have a crazy. You have so Empire Dirt. You have grow outs. You have breeding. You have a lot of different things going on in your thing. I do probably 10% or so every time. But yeah, so you could do that. The Angels don't like it. When I was breeding Angels overly, June. I'm gonna just say June. I can't. I get winded saying overly stocked Oscars. 20 to 50% once a month. The deep substrate fit. Okay. I have low water pressure. So when I used to breed angels and I was feeding heavy, I did mass water changes like every other day. But I used I used aged water. So I've never had a problem doing large water. Now when I did large water changes on my fry, oh no, they didn't like that. I would kill fry left and right. My adult fish never had a problem doing large water changes. I never had a problem doing large water changes on my adult fish, but my fry, I had to use aged water. What's up, Christian? How you doing? Any advice on how to breed Jack Dempsey's? Okay. This is the best way I would tell you. if you really, really want to breed Jack Dempseys, are you starting from scratch? First of all, I'm gonna imagine you starting from scratch. You go to the store, get yourself about 4 to 6 baby Jack Dempseys. This is if you don't have a male and female already. So I'm just gonna say that for the sake of not having to ask you questions all the time. Why, age, and what is that? Okay. All right. So age just means I had a 55-gallon trash bin, and I would fill it with water and put prime in it, and I'd put an air bubble in it and a heater and driftwood, and I would just let that go for 24 hours or better, so that it was the same pH and the same temperature, and it was highly oxygenated water that I was putting in the fry. It was aged 24 hours or 48 hours, and it was awesome. And I didn't have no problem. My fry loved it. Yeah, just to buffer the pH some. That's, in all honesty, 24 hours. The pH really, for just one piece of driftwood, the pH 24 hours really didn't do as much as it was just kind of like something, I was like, hey, this will work great. I don't really think it did much, but it just made me feel better. But basically, it wasn't such a drastic difference in water parameters going into the fry. But once I used a 24-hour aged water with like I said, a bin with a heater in it and a high-powered buffer, a high-powered bubbler, had it very, very oxygenated, that made all the difference in the world. All the difference in the world. I got my fry did not die nowhere near as much. Yeah, but it was a driftwood from an established tank. Why am I inside an aquarium? You know who this dude is. You know who this dude is. Don't act like you don't know who this dude is. Okay, so Jack Dempsey's. If you don't already have Jack Dempsey's, this is what you would do. I would get yourself some babies, 4 to 6 of them. Get yourself a 40 breeder, a 55. A 55 would probably be easier to get on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. Put them in there. Put some, get some terracotta flower pots. Put some sand in there. Put some driftwood in there. Grow them out. Eventually, get the water to about 80 degrees. Grow them up. Feed them in a nice pellet in the morning, and at night feed them brine shrimp or bloodworms or something, because you want to grow them up and get them fat. Over time, a male and a female will eventually pair off. You'll know they pair off because they'll keep everybody off to the side and be super aggressive. And you might see on the flat rock, oh, sorry, got to get yourself a flat rock too. Get yourself some slate rocks, put them down at the bottom. You'll see them do different things. They'll either lay on the flat rock, they'll dig out a pit, they'll lay inside the thing, they'll do whatever they want to do. That's the best way to breed Jack Dempsey cichlids. 55-gallon tank, 80, 82 degrees, nice, healthy, protein-rich food. You'll have babies. Then you have to get rid of the other Jack Dempseys, but you'll end up with food eventually. You'll end up with Jack Dempsey babies eventually. What you want to talk about, Biz? We can talk right now. Hold up, wait. You said Jack Dempsey's cleared a spot on the glass? They did it up and down on the glass like angels? June, did they really? Good advice for most cichlids. Yeah, yeah. Hey, right, Brandon? Like, um, that's most all cichlids. That's pretty much, yeah. That advice. Okay, thanks. I recently had found a 55-gallon tank, $50 on Facebook Market. Yeah, and to be honest with you, most all Central and South American cichlids, that's the formula. That's the formula for most all Central and South American cichlids. I see you made a video or two, but I haven't seen none since. Can hear you. You can hear me or you can't hear me? Twice a year, they had fry. Made good money on the fry. On Jack Dempsey's? Jack Dempsey's made you good money? That's awesome. Have other folks had people lying about tank sizes on Facebook Marketplace show up? You know what it is? And Auntie K, I'm going to be honest with you. It's not that they're lying. Oh, it went out for a second. It's not that they're lying. Is that I don't think they know what size, what their tank size is. I don't think they realize that that tank is not like I see on Facebook Marketplace all the time. They'll call a 20 long a 30 because they see a 20 long. They'll see a 20-gallon and they'll look at a 20 long and obviously it'll be longer. And in their minds, they're like, "Oh, it's definitely this long, and a 20 high is this." So in their minds, they say 30. So yeah, I don't think they do it on purpose. I think a lot of it's accidental. And that, yeah, June could be right too. That a lot of them they do add in the sumps as well. But I think a lot of it's accidental. What's up, Andy? How you doing, brother? How's it going? A lot of it's accidental, but it does happen a lot. I see it all the time. The thing I love about Facebook Marketplace is when people are charging the same price as what you can buy it brand new. I see that a lot. Yeah, when I saw that 55 for $50, they said it was 100-gallon tank. But when I asked, yeah, the dimension, yeah, they just don't know. They just don't know. A lot of times they'll try and sell you an aquarium for the same price that you can buy it brand new. In their heads, they honestly don't understand. Like, bro, like, why would I buy that used, dirty, crusty, scraped up piece of thing that may leak on me when I go to Petco and buy it brand spanking new for the same price, or maybe just a couple of dollars more. That's what trips me out. That's always tripped me out. I had a guy ask me how many gallons will it take to fill up a 50. Oh my God! What's the number to 911? Hey, what's the number to 911? That's awesome, Andy. Like, what did you tell him? What did you tell him? Did you say, hold on, wait, let me think about it. Yeah, that's gonna be a 1 gallon. If I put 2 gallons in there, then say, 82 gallons to fill up a 55-gallon tank. You should have told him 82 gallons. What's up, Four Finger Tommy? How you doing? How's it going? Y'all should have heard the story I told a little bit earlier about the white people, Stefan. Yo, I want to get some gouramis with my angels. What species will do best, Funk? Man, I'm afraid to tell you anything anymore, Stefan. I told you that mollies and swordtails were good for angelfish, and you happen to find aggressive mollies and swordtails, made me look like a dummy. I'm afraid to tell you anything. I would say pearl gouramis. Definitely don't. Look, I say what. Definitely do not get. Definitely do not get paradise gouramis. I'm putting it that way. Definitely do not get paradise gouramis. Those are damn near cichlids. They're aggressive as hell. But I would say pearl gouramis, but I'm afraid to tell anything to Stefan. Yo, listen, Stefan hit me up. He was like, yo, what's a good dither fish for angels? I was like, oh, no problem. Live bearers. I had luck. I think the most docile. Yeah, you are on the right track though, Jeff. Yeah, they all have, but the most docile one I ever had, but that's just me, was the pearl gourami. All the other ones, they kind of Pepe Le Pew. They always be like, oh, let me touch you with my little appendages. But the paradise gouramis, they're gangster. But Stefan was like, what's a good whatchamacallit for angels, a good dither fish? And I was like, oh, get yourself some mollies and some swordtails. They're awesome. They're non-aggressive. He got some mollies and swordtails, and the first thing they did was attack his angelfish. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, guppies they're like an auto feeder. But that's what I said about the mollies and swordtails too. I'm afraid to tell Stefan anything. Cory cats. Get Cory cats. Anything that don't take up the same space as an angel. I'm over here killing all Stefan's fish. I ain't listening to Funk no more. If it's alive, it's aggressive. Words to live by. So look, y'all wasn't here earlier. I was told a story on how I went to a white baby shower, and they gave the baby who wasn't even born yet ammunition, and I thought it was so funny because I'd never seen no stuff like that. And the first thing I thought of is, this is the whitest thing I ever seen in my life. Can't believe I witnessed this. Cories are so cute. Get them, Stefan. They're so cute. It's so cute. Honestly, I like coolie loaches. I think coolie loaches are the cutest bottom feeders. That's my personal opinion on the cutest bottom feeders is coolie loaches. I don't really think cories are cute. They're definitely interesting because they move in a pack. But as far as cute, I think it's coolie loaches. I like banjo cats. I like whiptail cats. I also want to try guppies in there, but I think angelfish will nip the male guppies. Get endlers. You know what though? Here's the thing, Stefan. Angelfish really aren't nippers. They're not tail nippers. They don't just go, ooh, it's a tail, I'm gonna nip it. Because they got big tails themselves. They're either gonna go after the guppies or they're not. I mean, guppy. I've seen guppies with angels. I've seen platies with angels. Mollies with angels too. Um, I wouldn't say that angelfish are fin nippers. I never would say that about them. They're either gonna kill a fish or they're not. They're not gonna just go, ooh, they're gonna nip a fin and likely eat the males. But his angels aren't full grown yet. Drunk, drunks. Bullets. Someone, baby bullets. Okay, all right, all right, all right. So I went. All right, June. I went to my I went to my buddy Casper, right? My tattoo artist. What's up, Joy? I went to my Casper, my tattoo artist, his baby shower. And one of the gifts they gave for the baby when the baby is born is ammunition, rifle shells. And I remember thinking to myself, that's got to be one of the whitest things I've ever seen in my life. Giving a baby that's not even born yet, ammunition. And I just laughed. And I remember telling Casper, my buddy, he's the guy who did my tattoos, telling my buddy, I'd be like, Casper, no disrespect, man, but I have never been to a baby shower except this one and I was the only one who thought that was weird. Like everybody else they did not skip a beat. They was like, oh yay. And I'm over here like, what? You gave it a baby bullets? Yeah, yeah. I guess that's for the first birthday. I don't know. The rifle probably comes later on the first birthday. I don't know. There's no endlers in the pet store. That's right. You're in like Spain, right? Well, it was a bunch of tattoo artists, so it was a very eclectic bunch anyway. Everybody was tattoo artists. What country are you in? I forgot. Oh yeah, that's right, right, Macedonia. That's right, you're in Macedonia. My son was just in Macedonia not too long ago. I think I told you. I forgot. I don't know why I thought you was in Spain. I know somebody else. Somebody else I was having back and forth with was in Spain. I was talking to somebody, helping somebody else out in Spain. You guys wouldn't realize I do help out a lot of people in other countries. You'd be surprised on how many different people either email me or contact me through the comments or on Messenger, and they're in other countries. It's pretty cool. I think it's awesome. And it's a lot of it's because they saw one of my videos. Well, all of it's because they saw my videos. And I don't know if I ever told you, but sometimes this becomes like a grind, and I'm like, ugh, like making videos. Like right now, I'm going through a little crisis over what video I want to make. Do I want to make a video about doing the blackout, doing like a 3 to 4 day blackout for algae killing on this tank before I take it down? Um, I thought, did I say hello already, Joy? Joy, Jose, I thought I said hello already. Yeah, hello. Hello. They lied. It wasn't fun. Uh, but but what I was saying is sometimes I get kind of like ugh, and then people will like contact me and they'll be like, hey, I saw your video and I'm in. I mean, I've had people from like the Middle East contact me, and I remember thinking to myself, I'm not in the Middle East, but for them to contact me for my opinion meant a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like he's in Macedonia, and for him to contact me instead of somebody in his area, it means a lot to me. So I appreciate you, Stefan, for even caring what I have to say. Um, there's so many things you can try, dude. And like I said, just because I mentioned something, you may find something different. Um, if you're looking for tank mates for your gourami, for your angels, if you could get yourself some rams, that would be kind of cool. Tetras, you could go with Tetras, the bigger Tetras though. I would try to get the bigger Tetras if you can. I know I had see this is why I don't think angels are fin nippers per se. I had Serpay Tetras, long fin Serpay Tetras, and I didn't have a problem with them at all. They didn't have a I didn't have a problem with them nipping them at all. Uh, so I don't know. Sick of traveling home is nice. Home is nice. Anyway, so listen, with how long is it? I've been on for an hour and 16. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off because this, like I said, this medication is making me want to burp. So I feel like this weird pressure all up inside and go. Ugh. And y'all know I feel like burping is nasty because to me it's a mouth fart. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really like farting. So farts coming out my mouth is even worse. You know what I mean? Love you, Funk. Happy birthday. Thank you, June. Thank you, June. Yeah, I do believe that burps are definitely mouth farts. Because like if farting is just a gas coming out your anus and burping is the same thing, it's just the opposite end. It's like a face fart, and nobody wants to. I already had skirt tetras. Stefan, I would just get more angels, man. Just get more angels. Just get more angels. If listen, if angels are doing good in your tank, just get more angels. Breed them suckers, man. If you're doing good with it, so before I get off, let me say this real fast. I've met people who have been fish keepers for years and they've bred all types of different fish. And for some reason, there's always been one fish that they cannot keep. For instance, for me, it's most tetras. I can't keep most tetras. There's other people out there who, for some reason, they can't keep angelfish. Whereas for me, it's very easy to keep angelfish. So, whatever fish you do well at is the fish you need to keep getting. That's my personal opinion. Get yourself some more tanks with more angels, brother. I'm sure there's not a whole lot of people breeding angelfish in Macedonia. Could you imagine if you were the one who is the main person breeding angelfish in Macedonia? You're the main source of angelfish, um, local angelfish breeder in Macedonia. Ooh, I know you're young, bro. That could be the thing. That could be that's the ticket for you, man. That's the ticket for you. Your poor angel is a year. Anyway, so listen, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. Yeah, the national angelfish guy. So look, I'm gonna head out. You guys, I appreciate y'all for showing up. I'm gonna hop on again Monday, 9 o'clock from now on. Hopefully, I get this guest that I've been trying to get on, but this guest sucks. I catch y'all later. Deuces.